really glad that you're here. I'm glad we're all here together. If you're just hopping on and getting yourself organized, our props for today are a chair, a blanket, and a little bit of wall space. As always, please take your time and please adapt anything to the needs of your own body, heart, and mind today. So we're going to do a little warm-up for a few minutes, and then I'm going to share a bit of Torah, and then we'll continue with our practice till 1/4 and then have time for discussion, reflections, Q&A for 15 minutes until top of the next hour. So we're going to start in the chair, seated. Find your feet on the floor, rooted, sitting bones rooted. Take a look down at the feet. Let them be parallel, so not turned out and not turned in. Parallel, like your feet are two skis. You can really ground the mound of the big toe and lift and spread the 10 toes and then lay them down, if possible, depending on your own foot situation, between bunions and fused toes and things like that. See if when you lay them down, it's possible to see a little bit of floor or mat in between each toe, like as if you had on toe spreaders. That's a way to literally gain some traction in life. So we find the four corners of our feet, that mound of the big toe across the front arch to the mound of the little toe, and then also the inner heel, the outer heel. Can you ground in those arba kanfot, those four corners? Feel that grounding as well as the grounding of the sitting bones. So you have 90, 90, 90, 90 degrees at the ankle, 90 degrees at the knee, 90 degrees at the hip. That's a beautiful way to remember how we can sit with some ease. And just allow the breath to come and go. With each exhale specifically beginning to land in yourself. And notice, how is it right now? How are you doing? Taking a little bit of body-mind scan without judgment. How am I doing? No storyline, just noting. Trying to release any judgment, any points of view, any positions. So let's begin with a little bit of cat and cow, or arch and curl. I'll show from the side. As we inhale, we're moving to the front of the sitting bones, letting the belly spill a little bit, opening, widening the chest. Draw the shoulders back, the elbows toward each other, shoulder blades drawing toward each other. Gazing up and exhaling, curling, rolling to the back of the sitting bones, letting the mid-back move back and the crown of the head move forward. So really thinking of this spine as we go, inhaling and arching. Exhaling and curling, this spine moving in this beautiful wave. And as we go, you can take it in your own breath. Feeling that you can elongate and make space from vertebra to really open and make space for the discs. Make space and opening for really healthy spinal communication with the rest of the body. Diving right in and coordinating movement and breath. And then as you're ready, come back to center, pause. Take a nice inhale and exhale right ear to right shoulder. You can let the arms go. Just let the head hang, and you can even nod a little bit as you take this side bend of the neck. Perhaps you want to take one arm over for a little more sensation. You can also extend the other arm and even flex the palm. That can be a lot. So maybe you want some version of this, but maybe you're just fine here. Feeling sensation on the side of the neck, on the left, and then take the chin and the gaze and turn down towards the armpit. You get another piece of the neck there, and you can take the right hand to the head again and draw down. Just notice where sensation builds with each of these unique movements, and then release. Bring the chin to the chest, roll down to center here. And then over to the other side, left ear towards left shoulder. With any variations you'd like. Ooh, notice how it's different from side to side. Wowzer, it's amazing what can develop when you haven't practiced yoga for 24 hours. And then release, take the chin toward the armpit, gaze towards the armpit. Maybe the left arm comes over. Release. Once again, chin to chest. Pause here. Just let the head hang, let the head be heavy. Notice any feeling in the back of the neck, tops of the shoulders. If you want, you can take both hands clasp behind the head and let the elbows hang. Draw the navel in, support your spine, and then lift up. Good. We'll take a side bend now with the whole spine. So inhaling the left arm up, and then exhaling side bend to the right in any amount. So you might want to bring the hand, you might want to have the hand up, but maybe not. Maybe it's somewhere else. Really feeling a lift with that side bend. And then inhale up and exhale over to the left. Just find your way here. Find your perfect side bend today. Inhale up through center. We'll take it one more time to each side. Exhale right. And you can even start to turn the torso down towards the floor, turn the torso up toward the ceiling, get a little movement within that side bend if you'd like. And then inhale up through center and exhale to the left. Same thing, maybe turning torso down, turning the torso up. And then inhale back to center. And let's take a twist. So inhale again, spine long and tall, and exhale, spin to the right. And pause here. Let the hands land anywhere you would like. You can kind of use the back of the chair and the hand to the outside of the knee, the little push-pull to bring you around. Ground those sitting bones, send the crown of the head up even as you twist. And then inhale, lift, come back to center, exhale to the other side. Just in these first movements, checking it out. We want to feel the length of the spine and the width across the collarbones. Remembering to take the neck, the head, the gaze with us as part of the twist. And then come back to center. You can shake it out any way you like. I'm going to just share some words for a moment. So as I said, we're in the middle of the month of Cheshvan, the 15th, the full moon. And the Parsha is Vayera. It's such a beautiful and chock-full portion. Tons of content. I want to look just actually at the beginning. So Avraham is sitting at the opening of his tent, right after his circumcision at the age of 99. God appeared to him. He was sitting at the entrance of the tent as the day grew hot. Hu yoshev or hu yashav petach ha'ohel. He sat in the opening of the tent, kechom hayom, right? And he lifted up his eyes, vayisa enav, vayar, and he saw, vehine shlosha anashim, and here were three men or three angels. We're not certain necessarily. Nitzavim alav, vayar, and he saw them, vayarotz likratam, and he ran to greet them, mi petach ha'ohel, from the opening of his tent, vayishtachu arza, and he bowed. So these are beautiful. And then of course he went to Sarah and he said, prepare a meal for them, let's welcome them. This is our real proof text for the practice of hachnasat orchim, which welcoming guests, which we hold so dear in our tradition. It's of such importance to welcome guests. So this is a bit of a mindfulness instruction right here. Abraham is sitting in his tent. He's grounded himself. That's what we do in our practice, right? Petach ha'ohel, at the opening of the tent, right? Maybe on the edge of the chair, alert, spine tall, right? Not slouched, not asleep, awake, alert. Kechom hayom, bechom hayom, in the heat of the day, right? It's always the heat of the day. It's the heat of the day personally, lots of the time. Too much to do, stress, deadlines, a difficult conversation that we've just had or we're going to have, too little sleep, uncomfortable in the body. I don't need to name your litany. We all have it and we all know it. And then of course the collective heat of the day. We couldn't be more b'chom hayom than we are in these days. Fourth week of the war in Israel and Gaza, day 24, starting the fourth week here. So we're still just absorbing everything from the October 7th massacre and all that's unfolded around it, and watching hate speech unfold and watching really a lot of difficulty. How do we sit with it? How do we sit in the heat of the day, in the chom hayom, right? So Avraham lifted his eyes. Right? We see, our intention is to see clearly, whether it's sitting meditation or whether it's yoga practice, meditation in motion, to see clearly, what am I doing? How am I creating my own suffering? Right? And how can I help to relieve it? And instead of moving away from what we see, he ran to them and he greeted them and he bowed. Vayishtachu arza. Right? So we come into the fray while we're sitting at the front of the tent, alert, right? Can we move toward it? Can we get up and can we bow to what is present? And that's hachnasat orchim. So can we, in today's climate where people can't talk to each other and it's so difficult. It's difficult to read the news. It's difficult to speak to potentially even your friend you love or your neighbor you love because you have different viewpoints. Never mind the extreme other to whom it's difficult to talk. How can we move into a little more appreciation of hachnasat orchim, welcoming viewpoints, seeing viewpoints, opening with hitlamdut, with curiosity. So that's what we're here to practice. In yoga, can we appreciate all the movements? Can we appreciate forward bending and backward bending and side bending and twisting, and welcome the ones that we love the most, our dearest children. Maybe you're a fan of side bends, but you hate twists. And also welcoming the ones that are challenging, each with their own character. So that's our practice today. That's the mindset I want to bring to our micro practice here on the mat, and then let it help extend out to our worldview, our actions in this time where it's just so challenging to ground. So let's come to standing. Put your chair aside but on your mat. And the first thing we're going to do is find mountain pose. So mountain pose has two names. If you're familiar with Sanskrit, you probably know it well as Tadasana. We can stand either with the feet together or with the feet hip-width apart, your choice. If you're looking for more stability, then you want to widen your base. You want to widen your stance. Tadasana, and also the other name you'll find, particularly in Ashtanga Yoga, if you've had experience there, is samastitihi. And samastitihi means even standing. So can we come to a mountain pose, right? A stability that the mountain has with even standing. Hishtavut, right? How can we come to conversations, to challenges with some amount of evenness? So finding again those four corners of the feet. Have a sense that your knees are above your ankles and your hips are above your knees. That your feet, your pelvis, your spine can provide stability so that your head, neck can easily float. You could take the head side to side and up and down. Just feel that it's easy from the base of the neck, easy, from the jaw, easy, the throat. And then take the nose in just tiny circles as if you're painting just little circles with your nose. Can you ease up, again, the base of the skull, the jaw, the tongue, the brow, and then take those baby circles in the other direction. Can even let the bottom jaw hang. Just find that evenness, even standing. Easy breath coming in, going out. Is there anywhere in the body where that's collapsing or that's a little too disengaged? Can you engage? And is there anywhere in the body that's over-engaged, that's working too hard? Can you soften there? As you take a little scan through the body. Beautiful. Okay, we're going to come to a forward fold on the chair. You may want to stack, put your blanket on top of the chair, maybe even a couple pillows. You'll see. This is kind of a restful forward bend, a restful version of a forward bend. So we're going to take the feet mat width apart and turn the toes in just a little. That allows for internal rotation of the legs. We talk about that often. So from the hip socket, the legs are rolling in, right? A little bit, and it gives us some width across the sacrum and across the low back, which many of us really need if there's any aggravation in the low back. So press the feet down, send the crown up, inhale deeply, and then as you exhale, fold from those hip creases to come forward and cross the forearms and place the forehead down on the chair. Hold opposite forearms, that is what I meant. And allow the skin of the brow, I'm getting really specific here because we really want to create causes and conditions for relaxation. Allow the skin of the brow, as I was saying, to move toward the nose or toward the chin, as opposed to pulling on the skin of the forehead toward the hairline, which is going to excite the nervous system, right? We want to calm the nervous system. Spine is long. Thighs are drawing back. Tailbone and pubic bone are drawing back. Can keep a slight bend on the knees. And just be here quietly and breathe. And welcome this pose, this forward bend, as a guest. Right? Vayarotz, vayishtachu artsa. He ran and he bowed down to the ground. So a little bit of a bow toward your own heart, toward your own self today. As you deepen here, can you notice your ribs moving in and out with the breath, expanding on the inhale in all directions? The rib cage is kind of like a barrel, right? All the way around, side to side, front to back, everything opening on the inhale. And on the exhale, drawing back towards center, toward the center line. I could absolutely stay here for our whole practice and for another 10 minutes, but perhaps you want to move on. Maybe not. Stay some more if you'd like, or slowly come on out. That in itself can really be just a nice time out during the day, nice practice. Now I'm going to ask you to come with your sitting bones to the wall and have your feet, maybe 16 inches-ish. Sort of is going to depend on your own hamstrings, but we're basically lengthening our legs here. And then you're going to take your hands to your own buttock flesh to the extent you feel you want to do that, and just draw the buttock flesh a little bit away so that you kind of expose the sitting bones to the wall, right? So you really can feel, we're using the wall as a prop for proprioception, right? So we kind of have the floor on one end and the wall on the other end to feel the length of the leg. And start to come forward just as we did to the chair. And you can place hands on your thighs. You can place hands on your shins. If you're super bendy flexy, maybe you'll take hold of the big toes and extend the spine and fold forward. So just see where you want to be, but the main thing is a very long spine first. And then to whatever extent you can bow forward. Vayishtachu artsa. Right? Or you can just hang out in that long spine, what we often call flat back. Again, keep a micro bend on the knees. You never want to lock out the knees. Draw up on the kneecaps and draw up on the quadriceps, on the thighs, right? So you're active. Just feeling sensation build a little as we stay here. Sensation perhaps building in the hamstrings and the back of the legs. And then as you're ready, crawl it back up, come on out. The next thing we're going to do is turn and face the wall and do the same forward fold with the folding down into the wall, which I'm not going to do here so you don't have to look at my back end in your face. I'm going to do it over here, but turn to wherever you are, turn to face the wall. And then basically what you're doing is you're taking that same forward fold and then walking yourself in towards the wall so that the wall, in my case here, the door frame, is giving some gentle pressure to whatever part of your back you're landing on as you fold forward. Now, this one might not be for everybody because it can be a little claustrophobic. It can feel a little, perhaps like it's smushing your ribs in, or maybe this much folding is not for you. It's kind of a deep fold. So if this one's not for you, just back it up and do either the one we just did or go back to the first one with the folding forward toward the chair. Pressing the feet into the floor and lifting the sitting bones up toward the ceiling. And when you're ready to come out, Bend the knees, back it up a little so you don't want to hit your head against the wall as you're coming up, and then just roll it up. Vertebra, stacking vertebra, and then pause once again in mountain pose. And just find that even standing. Good. Okay. We're going to take a little heart opening forward fold. So it might be that you clasp hands behind you. It might be that you, if that's not available, take the hands to the hips and just draw the elbows back and open the heart to lift up. So you just take it, whatever works for you. Another option I want to show you would be, and it's such a lovely one. Well, it depends on the chair you have, of course. Sitting in the chair, you can draw the elbows back and lift the heart. You can see how much beautiful backward extension I get here for the thoracic. This particular chair allows me to take my arms inside the chair and open up. That's a great one. So lots of options, standing or sitting. Inhale and lift up. And then we're going to exhale and fold forward if that's available. And a few things here. You can rest your forehead on the chair. That's a nice kind of combining some rest here. You can come down further. Let the knuckles move toward the ceiling. So see where you want to be. And when you're ready to come out, press into the feet on the inhale. Send the hands back, lift the heart up, 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 up. And then exhale, release everything, come on back. Really nice, beautifully done. We're gonna come to seated. Cross legs, have your blanket or something that you can sit up on, or you can roll the back of the mat up a little, but you want to have the hips up. Cross legs, if this is not so great on your knees, you can take a diamond shape. You can also take this same thing just here in the chair, if that's more for you. Spread the legs. What we're going to be coming to is a forward fold. So you could just take it right here and see all the length I've found with my spine. That's what we're looking for here as we fold forward versus this. Right? That opening. So whichever shin you have in front, if you're seated cross legs, no problem. Just rock a little side to side. Once again, take the buttock flesh a little bit away from the sitting bones so you can find those sitting bones. Inhale and lift tall, and then exhale and come forward. So you might simply come to the chair. That might be plenty. You might want to come to the chair and extend arms. Right? And you might not want the chair. You might want to fold forward a little more, so you'll decide. But see if you're moving from your ego, or see if you just can let the body determine. You want to come to your edge. You want to have some amount of sensation in the outer hips, the gluteals. Right? But not too much that you can't stay. Just finding that sweet spot. Right? So it's this understanding we're already b'chom hayom. We're already in the heat of it. Our bodies receive a lot of stress, right? Not of our doing. And then our bodies receive a lot of stress that we add to. So how can we kind of refrain from overstressing? And sometimes we just want to push, push, push. But counterintuitively, we can receive so much when we back off a little. Right? Like I can reach my forehead much closer to the floor. But right here, I'm able to get a good stretch, also with a lot of ease. So I teach my body that this can be a pleasant experience, right? Coming closer, bowing to the experience. When you're ready, come on up. Switch the cross of the shins. Inhale tall, and then exhale, come forward again. And again, this practice of hachnasat orchim. Welcome this guest, this asana, this posture. Right? Notice all the sensations, all your feelings around it, pleasant, unpleasant. I love this. I really hate this. Just what's there. And can we notice without layering on judgment? When you're ready, inhale and come up. And if you'd like, extend the legs. And we're gonna sit tall and then do a forward fold. So you can do this on the floor. You can also do this from your chair. If you come to the edge of your chair and take this fold from here, you have less of an angle at your hip to contend with. So this is gives you a little more relief. That could be an easier way to work this. See what's right for you. Good. Wherever you are, lightly flex through the feet, extend through the heels, spread the toes again, draw the toes back toward you, but then also send the balls of the feet away. Right? Right, so you have flex, but then you have this action where you're extending both through the feet and through the balls of the feet. So lots of length. Sit up tall, inhale, right on the center of the sitting bones, and then exhale and begin to fold forward. And you'll see again how far you want to come. Right, so might not be a lot. But whatever you do is always significant, right? So forehead can rest on the arms, or arms can extend. Or maybe you're grabbing big toes and drawing further down toward your shins. Forehead toward your shins. Be here and breathe. As you're ready, come on up. Shake out the lights. And move your chair off your mat. Okay. I'm going to take boat pose. You might want if you want some support for your sitting bones, you can sit on your blanket here. Knees bent, soles of the feet on the floor. Take your hands on the underside of your thighs so that you can lift up the heart and widen the collarbones. So for a moment, just come into a curl. Send the tailbone forward, the mid-back back. Find that C curve, right? And now arch, open, come to the tops of the sitting bones. Widen the whole upper chest from the sternum out, collarbones wide, Lift up, find this lift. Okay, and then from here, perhaps you take the feet off the floor, you find your balance, right? So core work here in boat pose. And then you can decide where you want to go from here. Maybe it's one foot extended while one is bent and switching. Maybe it's both feet extended. Perhaps it's arms out here or here. Perhaps you want to lower legs and torso down further. So depends on your choice here. Let some heat build in the center. Draw the navel toward the spine. Oh, and then release when you're ready. We're going to come down to the floor. We're going to roll down so we work through the abs as we go. So still knees bent, soles of the feet to the floor. Navel to spine, start to roll down vertebra by vertebra. Nice and slow till you get all the way to the floor. And then if it's available to you, stretch your arms overhead. Oh, brought up a yawn. And flex the feet. Bring the legs together so you're just one long noodle. You can clasp thumbs. Let the palms face up and extend the fingers away if you'd like. And then take the other clasp with the thumbs. And then release. Take the legs wide, mat width, and the arms wide, mat width. And if this is too much to extend your shoulders that way, you can extend the arms by your sides or at shoulder height. So see what's right for you. Making this starfish shape, palms turned up to the ceiling. So as we inhale, point the toes, extend the fingertips out. Fill belly, ribs, chest, and just hold for a moment at the top. And then exhale, release everything back towards center. Let all the air out. And then just take a regular cycle of breath between. And if it's too much on the back to have the legs extended, then just do this with the knees bent, still the same wonderful benefit. And we'll do it again. Inhale, extend fingertips, toes. Inhale fully all the way, fill belly, ribs, chest, hold. And then exhale, melt into the floor. And one more time, inhale, extend, open, fill, hold. Exhale and release. Very, very good. Okay. Now, grab your chair one more time. Bring it toward you. We'll take rest with the lower legs to the floor. To the chair. Lower legs to the chair seat. All the way up to the back of the knees. And then laying the rest of the body on the floor. You can place the hands wherever feels right for you. By your sides with the palms facing up, or hands onto your belly. Maybe you want to cover with the blanket. See what you need. If it feels safe and comfortable, allow the eyes to close. Yeah. Let's take a body scan. Right? In the spirit of hachnasat orchim, of welcoming everything that's here, all the guests. Let's welcome in our whole body to our awareness. So beginning with the feet. To bring your awareness to your feet. Soles of the feet, tops of the feet, ankles, toes, heels, and breathe. And bring the awareness to the lower legs, the shins, the calves. And breathe a smile to your lower legs. Welcome. Hello. Bring your attention to your knees. Smile to your knees. Bring your attention to your upper legs. The thighs, the inner and outer legs, the back of the legs. Smile to your legs, your pelvis, whole area, bones, organs, pelvis, abdomen. Welcome. Bring your attention to your rib cage, in the front, the sides, the back. Shine the light of your awareness onto the movement of the rib cage, the lungs, heart. And Vaishtachu Artsa, and bow to the beauty of your rib cage. Bring your attention to the whole back side of your torso, the whole back, spine, shoulder blades. Let your back body rest. Bring your attention to your shoulders, front, tops of the shoulders, outer shoulders, backs of the shoulders, shoulder blades. Welcome your shoulders. Bring your attention to your neck, your throat, to the base of your skull, your whole head, the back of the head, your scalp, all the skin of the face, forehead, brow, cheeks, the jaw, the lips, the tongue, the ears, rest in loving awareness of your neck and head. And bring your attention to your upper arms. Smile to your upper arms. And bring the attention to your elbows and your forearms and your wrists and your hands, palms, tops of the hands, fingers, all the joints, all the way to the fingernails. And welcome your lower arms, wrists, hands. And now zoom out and hold the whole body in your awareness. Hold that awareness in golden light. Welcome the whole body into your awareness. And take a few minutes to breathe in that awareness. And then begin to wiggle the fingers and the toes. Give yourself a good yawn stretch. And begin to make your way to back to a comfortable seat. Take your time. Hug the knees to your chest. Make your way to your side and up. And we'll close, as we have been doing for the last 3 weeks, with the prayer Achenu Kol B'nai Israel. Jet's going to share it on the screen so we can sing together. Feel free to sing with me or just listen. Praying for our hostages, praying for those in captivity, praying for everyone who is in harm's way, who is suffering. May they be kept safe. May our hostages be redeemed, be freed. Achenu kol beit Yisrael, Achenu kol beit Yisrael, Hanetunim b'tzara ubashivya, Haomdim ben bayam uven bayabasha. Hamakom Yerachem alehem veyotzim mitzara liravacha umeafel aleora umishibud ligeula Hashtabadallah uvizman kariv. Feeling the reverberation of your practice, your prayer, and of sound within your own being. And as you're ready, allowing the eyes to open. My apologies for going a couple minutes over. I hope I didn't take from your time. So if you're running, bye for now. See you next week. And if you're able to stay with us, please do. Want to share with you a couple of things coming up. First of all, I'm leading a retreat November 30th to December 3rd at Kripalu Center for Yoga and Health. It's the largest yoga center in North America. And I'll be there with wonderful Chevraya partner, Rabbi Claudia Kreiman. And we'll be celebrating Shabbat and some Hanukkah learning in the week before Hanukkah together. So check it out. Hope maybe you can come. It'd be great to see you there. I know so many people have been wanting to meet outside of little Zoom boxes in person, so there will be an opportunity for that if you're able to come. It's Kripalu is up in Massachusetts, in Western Mass, in the Berkshire Hills, and it's just an exquisite, magical Gan Eden